Where are the black people when we need them with their help? With the whole Latino thing going on with the dog document, and that triggered all of the black community. So now there's a bunch of videos saying a bunch of crap against Mexicans. They go, here we go again. The black community is mad because we're asking for their help. Instead of responding in a good way, they're really bashing us, bashing Mexicans. And saying,
I do have something to say first. This is my humble opinion. I think where we go wrong is that we ask for their help. And let me elaborate. I don't think that we as brown people should be asking another race of people to help us. I think if another race of people want to help voluntarily, then that's that. I'm going to give you a great example. I've had a black woman, Latina, but black, right? Who is more involved in the Latino community than the black community. As a black woman, but from Latin America. So much so that before Donald Trump was elected, she reached out to me and said, Ricardo, you have a lot of black people that listen to you. Can you please talk to them to help us Latinos? She's black. She's telling a Mexican guy, can you please talk to your overwhelming black audience to help us Latinos? I'm like, you're black. But you see, this is how these kind of terminologies have kind of ruined us a little bit. That in the case of like black Latinos, if you will, they're so busy, and I mean this with all due respect to the black Latinos, they're so busy trying to be Latinos that they forget about black people. And they're black, from my observation, to the point where a black woman is asking me, and she's got a large following, but she has been using her following to be involved in the Latino community. And she has to ask me, and this is what I told her though. This is what I said. I said, I will not do that. I will not ask black people to help us at all, actually. And what was disrespectful the most was when I saw that over 60% of Latinos voted for Trump.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until last week. I said, what?
Check this out. So you mean to tell me our own community voted mostly for Trump, and we want another race of people to help us? That's why black people are offended. Yeah. It's like I've heard it all the time. Black people themselves tell me, we voted for Kamala. You want our help? You need to convince your people to help you first. So now imagine black people from the outside looking in, 60-something% of Latinos voted for Trump, and here comes the Latinos asking for their help. That's disrespectful, man. Of course. Go ahead, Tina.
And that's what I wanted to touch on, because as I stated before, like in the Afro Latino conversation that we had, I find my community not with Latinos. Uh-huh. I am part of the 92% that voted for Kamala. Okay. The reason why we say enough, help yourself, is because the elections really did show us that we were alone.
Yep.
It's the sentiment that we really fight for everybody and nobody fights for us. We're not using our bodies as human shields for people anymore. We saw things for what they really were in the elections. And it was such a perfect storm for Latinos to see themselves as they really are. Yeah. Because not only would they not vote for Kamala because she is black, they wouldn't vote for her because she's woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Machismo.
Esas dos cosas.
I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. Because we uphold white supremacy.
April 5th was a day that was about to define the future of America. It was a day that meant a lot for everyone who loved the US. For the love of the country, black folks went online and they exposed everything about the candidates who were competing to become the president of the US. They exposed everything about Kamala Harris, who was competing to become the president. They also exposed everything about Donald Trump, who was also competing to become the president. They told Latinos all the benefits that would come with voting for Kamala Harris. They also told them all the consequences that would come with voting for Donald Trump. Everything that Trump was planning to do was written in Project 2025. Some Latinos maybe didn't have time to read it. Black folks, black creators, exposed everything that he was planning to do. As if they were not listening, Latino folks went ahead and voted for the same man who was promising to deport them. In the recent few days, we have been seeing ICE deporting Latinos, taking Latinos from different workplaces and then deport them, put them in detention centers. And these folks are having the audacity to come here on internet begging black folks to help them. Come on, guys, black folks warned you. They told you everything that this man was about to do. Now, how can you guys have the audacity to come here and ask them to help you while you have ignored all the warnings that they have told you? You ain't even asking them to forgive you for what you've done. You're asking them to help you. Come on, guys, you gotta hold accountable for what you've done. Stop asking black folks to help you. Be accountable of your actions.
I'm seeing some misplaced anger from some Latino people coming out saying, oh, black people, you need to be out there with us, front line, standing with us in solidarity. We did. We stood with y'all in that voting booth. Black people voted in solidarity against that man. I'm not saying this is not our fight. What I am saying, we stood up for y'all when y'all didn't stand up for yourselves. Matter of fact, let me show you something right quick. This is from American Society, Council of Americas, who got their data from the Associated Press, as you can see right here. 42% Latino voters cast a ballot for Donald Trump. Y'all are house divided. Now, to compare, 81% of black folks voted for Kamala Harris. Actively voted against what's happening right now. So I'm not saying don't be upset, but maybe direct it towards your own kinfolk, your own skinfolk first. Because we stood with y'all in that booth.
How can you lack so much compassion? What if your mom, your dad, was immediately just taken from you as a white person, as a black person, as anyone? How can you just accept that? This is not, fuck, bro. This is so unreal, and how can people just lack compassion? How? Why can't you just imagine yourself just waking up one day with your family not there anymore? So LA businesses are getting raided by ICE, or some people that are wearing stuff that says ICE on it with their faces all covered up. People are getting ran over. Shots are being literally fired, literally. And this is supposed to be life right now. We're not gonna get treated like humans because they don't see us like humans. They lack compassion. How can you lack compassion? How? I understand that you're trying to get criminals out. Why are you going to workplaces where people are just trying to work? That doesn't make sense.
I want Hispanic voters to do this for me. Google this. Joe Biden's percentage with Hispanic voters in 2020 versus Kamala Harris' percentage with Hispanic voters in 2024. And you will see exactly what I'm talking about. I grew up in a small town called Barrett Station, Texas, about 20 minutes outside of Houston. I grew up with a bunch of Hispanic people. And for every 5 Hispanics that were legal, there were at least 2 in their family that were illegal. Hispanic men broke for Trump this last time around. They voted for him far more than they did back in 2020 with Joe Biden. Folks, that is a fact. You're not about to get angry at me and black voters for calling y'all out. You knew good and god darn well that your uncle, your father, was probably about to go vote for Donald Trump and probably said nothing. Don't get mad at black voters because we're now saying we ain't got time for this no more. The biggest amount of protesting we could have ever done was cast our vote for Kamala Harris. Telling you guys, don't make this same mistake again and put Donald Trump back in this White House. Donald Trump has been wanting to get rid of Hispanics in this country since he first ran back in 2016. He wanted to build a wall and have y'all pay for it. Now, he just wants y'all gone entirely. So don't patronize us and act as if we're talking nonsense. It's the truth. Just go Google that. Do all of yourselves a favor. Since you don't believe what I'm saying, go look it up for yourselves. It's not just your Cubans. It's not just people in Florida and Texas. It's people all across this country, Hispanic people who voted for Donald Trump in your battleground states. Y'all outnumber black people far more. Y'all made the difference. Live with it.
I was just on a conference call with some Latin groups, and one of them was Latins and Hispanic for Trump. They had the audacity for me to ask me would I make some videos to try to get the black people to come to the Latino side on a protest against Donald Trump and what he's doing to the Latin people in Los Angeles. And now Donald Trump is asking for the governor of California to be arrested. And I'm on the phone, I'm listening to these people. And so one of my friends, what's up, Swole? Are you going to help us? I told him no. I said, you the same person last year mocked me because I was back in Harris. You the same person. You are the same people that voted for this man. Millions of Latin and Hispanics voted for Donald Trump. The black community is not helping y'all. I'm not helping y'all. I'm not protesting. I'm not doing no videos or anything like that. For the Latin community and for the Hispanic community that was backing Donald Trump, this is y'all problem, not our problem. And no, I'm not making any videos for any Hispanic or Latin protests against Donald Trump. Y'all voted for him. He's y'all problem. Y'all go ahead and protest and do whatever y'all got to do. But I'm sorry, black people we're not getting involved with this. You voted for the wrong person. Now live with it.
Trump support from that community jumped up 14 percentage points. 14 since 2020. It was the highest. Trump's share was the highest for a Republican presidential candidate in exit polls going back to 1970s. The 1970s. See, black folks understood the assignment. We understand the colonizer better than anyone. And we went out there November 5th and we voted for Kamala Harris. And then you guys did not. And now that you are facing the consequences for your community not voting the correct way, you want us to put our bodies on the line for y'all when y'all couldn't even take a pen and put your pen on a piece of paper for us. You want us to fix what you fucked up. You fucked it up. You dropped the ball. So you take your ass out there and you go fucking work. Then y'all come out here with we were out here, fighting for George Floyd. Social justice is not transactional, but there are some conditions. You gotta give a fuck about us just like we give a fuck about you. We did what we needed to do. We voted. Y'all didn't vote for us. You guys left us in the wind. What we're not gonna do is sacrifice our bodies. Now we can do other things. Boycotting, shit like that. But we're not going out in the streets and getting arrested and sent off to El Salvador. Are y'all gonna come get us? That's why we are pissed. You guys expect us to work for y'all when y'all didn't even give a shit about us during the elections. The easiest thing you could have did was stood by us November 5th. And y'all chose not to. Black folks can't go out there. We already know what's gonna happen if we do. But at the same time, it's time to clean up your own mess. It's time for y'all to talk to y'all community and find out why the fuck they screwed the entire country. That's what you guys need to do. That's your job, not ours. We already did what we were supposed to do November 5th.
Someone asked, how does it feel when you see Latinos get deported? And here's my honest answer. Of course it hurts. I'm human, I'm Hispanic, and I come from a family who has worked hard for generations. But what hurts me more isn't the deportation itself, it's how we got here. It's the adults, not the kids, but the adults who are making the decisions to break the laws, knowing the consequences and still doing it anyway. And yes, I said breaking the law, because whether people like it or not, immigration law is still the law. I just came back to the country yesterday after being out of the country for 10 days. I had to show my passport at least 5 times in order to get on the plane to come back to my country, and at least twice when I landed in my country to get in. Country I was born in, but people are just walking in with no ID, no process, no respect for our system. That's not justice, that's chaos. And to make it worse, the same people that are screaming that want to stay here are waving the flag of countries they've escaped from, all while disrespecting ours. Let me be clear. Every single country on this planet enforces borders. Every single one of them. Try doing in Mexico what people are doing here. Try waving a foreign flag in Cuba, in Venezuela, in China. You'll be arrested or worse. So yes, while my heart does hurt for kids who are caught in the middle, my anger is at the adults who knowingly put them there. There is a difference between emotional sympathy and legal reality. And I'm not going to apologize for expecting people to come here the right way. That's not hate. That's what it means to value this country and the American safety.
It's happening. I'm starting to see it. I am starting to see Latinos who voted for Trump, and I know that these Latinos voted for Trump because they either announced it on the platforms, I may know them in real life and they told me, or they told someone that I know or someone that is related to me that they were going to vote for this person. I'm starting to see these people finally turn on this man and start to speak out about what's going on in Los Angeles. I'm a little conflicted because there's a side of me that is angry because it's like, dude, like, we've been telling you this was going to happen. Like, we've been telling you play by play that this was going to happen, and you didn't believe us. And it kind of felt like you turned your back on your culture, and it was very hurtful. But then there's a side of me that's like, okay, maybe this is a step in the right direction. Maybe it's starting to click. It's just a little frustrating that it had to happen this way. Am I the only one that's seeing this? Like, how do you guys feel about that? It's not too late to admit that
You're running us over, you're shooting us, all because of the color of our skin.
I don't want to see or hear another Latino on this app, Latino, Mexico, whatever. I don't want to see none of y'all on this app crying. Y'all voted this man in. Remember that lady? Oh, we love you, Mr. Trump. Oh, remember her? Find her and slap her. Let me say something to you. What do you mean? What are you crying? Because they took somebody or whatever. Do you know you can call them? They're not dead. They're not unalived. You know how many of my people are unalived? Trayvon Martin, the list goes on. I never seen y'all once come on this app and say, oh, I'm sorry, we're going to get out there and march. The Latinos, we're going to stick together. Y'all ain't never did that. So don't expect for me to be like that with you. Now, I'm a child of God. Yes, I am. But I have a right to express I have a right to my freedom of speech. How dare you cry? You didn't build nothing. You didn't do nothing. What do you mean we come over here to help? What do you mean you come over here to help? Do what? What do you mean? You didn't build this land. We did. My ancestors, they all did that. What do you mean? Where are you coming from? Come on. What are you talking about? We built this land. What do you mean? What are you saying? Are you kidding me right now? What are you saying? What? That we should all, why are you doing this? And if you do this, you're inhumane. You know what? You was inhumane with all of our people. Listen. Shut it. Shut your mouth. Because you know what? Why don't you say to the white people, why don't you say Donald Trump? Why would you portray my people that way? Make it specific. You're trying to make it broad. We don't hear what you're saying. See, you know what? God has a way of putting things on the other foot. You see what I'm saying? Write it out. We didn't do it. So you can't get mad at us. How dare you cry? Your mother's not dead. They just took her away. Your father's not dead. They just took him away.
I love how all the Latinos for Trump, like at least the people who I know and follow on Instagram and know personally, are now radio silent. Radio silent. That now post. You're seeing my posts that they're in our city. You're seeing my posts about, or other people's posts that they're down the street from where you live. This is what you voted for. What do you mean this is, I voted for him to take out the crib. No, you didn't. You're really dumb if you really thought that's what you were voting for. He stood in front of banners ever since 2015, like banners that said mass deportation now. Instant, he said. He said it was quick. It was going to be do whatever it took. This is what you voted for. This is what you voted for. And you feel good? You went to church on Sunday and still feeling good about yourself? The evil, the terror. This is not propaganda, honey. This is real life. This is what's happening in real time. People are peacefully protesting and being urged into chaos, pushed into it. This is what our proud servicemen and women are supposed to come and now police our streets from exercising First Amendment rights. The math isn't mathing for me. Just because you're first generation, second generation, third generation does not mean that you get to forget that somebody came here and endured and sacrificed for you and your family. That is a quote that I read on Instagram today, and it hit me all the way to my core, because I feel like a lot of people think that they're removed from the situation, from the mass deportations that are happening across the nation. I'm Mexican and Filipino, so my families have two very different journeys of coming to the United States and paths to citizenship. My parents both got their citizenship in the 80s, and one of the things that's most powerful to me right now is that I'm so thankful that my parents never let me forget. My parents constantly told me like what their journey was like coming here. My mom came here when she was 12, undocumented, being the youngest out of, I think it was like 5 kids that was traveling with my mom, her 5 siblings, and my abuelita coming to the United States, and my dad coming here from the Philippines in his early 20s, also coming here on a visa, getting his papers done. Very two different immigration stories, and to look at what's happening and to imagine, right? Like, cause I'm first generation American, and this has never left me. And now I'm raising second generation Filipino Mexican Americans. Okay. So for me, it's important to show our kids to news. It's important to share the stories with your kids of how their grandparents came here, about how your great grandparents came here, because now they have, they're living a life of privilege now. They're living a life of privilege and duty now to speak up for those who cannot speak up, to speak up in the wake of injustice, right? So a lot of these mass deportations, a lot of people are getting detained at the courthouse. They're getting detained right after their hearings are being canceled, right? After being denied at their appointment, and then being detained and taken away from their families right on the spot of trying to do it the right way. You got to understand, this is not about immigration. This is about racism. And I need y'all to clock that, especially when those that look like...
I want you to go on TikTok and search for Latinos for Trump. You will be shocked. You'll be shocked. A bunch of them are creating videos, Latinos, crying, regretting of their votes, saying that they were not sure about what was going to happen after voting for him. They were saying that they voted for him because of the economy. Come on, because of the economy? You guys don't even know that this man has failed many businesses. He has started a bunch of businesses, and most of those businesses have failed. Now, how would we expect somebody who was not able to fix his own businesses to fix the economy of a great nation like the US? How would we expect that? Black folks have warned you. They have told you everything about the candidate you was backing, but went ahead, ignored all the warnings that were entering in your ears. You voted for him. And at this time, instead of being accountable for your actions, you are out there on the internet begging FBAs to help you, to support you. I've never seen you guys supporting FBAs during their struggles. You have mocked them. Yeah, you have mocked them. FBAs have made many demonstrations. They have made many riots. Black Lives Matter. I've never seen any Latinos showing up to help them. But at this time that we are now also struggling, you are facing with your own struggles, you want them to support you. Isn't that selfishness? Aren't you guys trying to be selfish? They told you that the man was planning to deport you back to your countries, and you ignored that. You voted for him. You knew it that most of your families, your cousins, your parents, your family members, your neighbors from Latin America are living in America under TPS, temporary protected status. You voted for the man who was promising to deport those family members of yours living in America under TPS. The proximity to Whiteness does not protect you. You are also seen as the other. Let's be honest. This is something that is all over on internet. In Latin American countries, we are having many Afro-Latinos, people of dark color. And these people are discriminated. I wouldn't understand how people who discriminate their fellow Latinos just because they are dark would now have the audacity to ask FBAs to support them during their struggles. Why don't you first like your own people in your own countries, and then ask FBAs to support you? Guys, don't get me wrong, this is not about hate. We've got no hate for everybody. I respect everyone. But it's time to hold people accountable for their actions. It's time to let people know that every action has consequences, and then let them face the consequences of their actions. This is it. Because we are tired. We are tired of warning people and then ignore every warning and then come back to ask us for help. Latinos, if you've got a chance of watching this video, this is the right time to start uniting with black folks. Ask them to forgive you. Ask them to forgive you so that next time they will be in solidarity with you guys. The best thing for you guys to do is to unite. Unity is power. Unity will help you to fight oppression of both groups. Elections have consequences. Choosing whiteness over solidarity have consequences. This is the kind of consequences that you were told by black folks before April 5th. But guys, let's also not ignore that there are some Latinos who have supported black folks, because not all Latinos have voted for Donald Trump. Shout out to all those Latinos who have voted for the right candidate, who have voted for the black woman. Yeah, they are there. I've been seeing a bunch of Latinos supporting black folks in the comment sections, encouraging them. I've been seeing some Latinos. These are the kind of people we need at this time. And I wish that all Latinos would also admit it, that they have made mistakes, and be strong to come here on internet and ask black folks to forgive them. Yeah, I know black folks would forgive you guys if you're strong enough to ask for forgiveness. You guys cannot change what happened in the past, but I am pretty sure that you can decide how to move forward in the future. You will either choose to unite together so that next time you will do the right thing, or maybe keep dividing yourselves. The right thing to do is to put your efforts together. But before I end this video, guys, I should let Latinos know that black folks owe them nothing. They have voted the right candidate. They have educated you guys about what you were voting for. Now, they owe you nothing. But even though they owe you nothing, they are open for unity. They are open for any Latino who want to change his mindset and unite with them. And then, next time, maybe in 2028, you guys won't do the same mistake again. So that's the end of the video, guys. As you've watched the video, remember to give it a like, and also let me know what you guys think about this topic down there in the comment section. That was Mr. TA signing off. Ciao.